Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our continued production of United Rogue Rocket League. We further our broadcast. We shift our attention towards Macaroni League, and we already had a couple banger series, but this one I expect to be no different. The Denver Scream take on the San Francisco Cyborgs. I'm Pyre Squared, and alongside me is Kill Hubris on the desk for this one. Kill, what do you think about this matchup we've got in front of us?
I think it should be pretty even right now. One of them, Denver, I believe, is 0-2, and San Francisco is 1-1 on the season. So both of them a lot to prove early on in the season. Second week, I think we got a good one lined up for tonight.
Absolutely. And really, in week 2, there's not a whole lot of sense of desperation. These teams still have the rest of the season in front of them. But with Denver coming into this matchup, as you said, 0-2, I think the initiative is going to be on them to get a favorable result in this series. For San Francisco, I mean, coming to this 1-1, you would love to come out of this with a winning record and push that momentum forward into the rest of the season. But all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get things underway. These
are both new squads, so I mean, it's not just filling out the season; it's filling out your teammates, kind of getting that chemistry, knowing where everybody's at. So should be fun. Everybody's joining up. Here
Absolutely. And Just Hollywood and Father Time have both been staples on San Francisco for quite a few seasons, but this Denver team, I think, is a new look Scream. We'll see exactly, as you said, how they find themselves together and if they can get their legs underneath them for the rest of this season. Already a demolition coming through on behalf of the Cyborgs, and DC coming out of their own corner to force this ball to Press, and a redirect opportunity goes the distance, and Press gets the benefit of that one.
That is exactly the start you're looking for. You really getting one right off the board, breaking the ice. Just feel like you're feeling it right off the bat. So Denver, great start.
I really can't ask for anything more than that. Only 20 seconds gone. Already a goal to the good on the board. It's going to do wonders for the momentum, and looking to add to the lead is DC, and then they get a demolition on their rotation through. Press didn't quite have the boost to challenge that ball and force it mid for a teammate, and eventually Father Time will be able to clear and get San Francisco jump started on their offense.
Denver came ready to play tonight. I mean, that's, I believe, 2 demos already, a couple shots on net. All the pressure's in Denver's favor. San Francisco just trying to recover and kind of get that offensive pressure started tonight. 4 minutes in, or 1 minute in, 4 minutes left to go. Plenty of time for San Francisco.
And really, they're being thwarted by the physical play style that Denver has elected to go with. Already a couple demos on the defensive side for San Francisco. And even as they transitioned into offense on their last opportunity, there was a demolition that stalled out that attack and allowed Denver the time that they needed to get back into it.
I think early on, that was a double touch opportunity. I think you'd like to have that one back, even it up. You know, got to take your opportunities when they present themselves. San Francisco looking to start the offense right here, past center. Well, kind of died there in midfield. Denver back on the offense.
Cognition and Father Time. Nobody actually made contact with that one until Cognition was able to rally it through to the corner. Now it's Press off the side wall, looking for DC in the midfield, but Father Time is able to kick that one through, and they'll go rotating around, looking for a demo or a bump on the Denver back line. Just Hollywood was underneath the ball. Instead, will have to flip out and recover as they find themselves as the last back on defense. DC with a hook shot opportunity, puts it on the platter for Cognition, but the defense for San Francisco rallies to the occasion and keeps it out.
Hollywood did a great job of getting his body in the way there. It wasn't a comfortable save. It wasn't a for sure thing, but did what he had to do to get the save. And now pressure turning, another double touch opportunity, but just wide. I believe that's pronounced Clid. Is that how we're gonna go with it for tonight?
I think that's a best pronunciation as any, and really that was the best look that San Francisco has had at the Denver net all night. Now it is still early, just passed through halftime of this game number 1, and that one's gonna go. Looked like it was destined for the upper corner, but Press able to save that one away. Another save by DC, and San Francisco starting to get things going on offense a little bit here.
Clid is starting to look real good. I mean, that was an upper 90 shot, really forcing Denver to make the save. I think he's kind of starting to find find his rhythm here. And that was another opportunity. San Francisco turning around, 2 minutes left to go. Let's see if they can tie it up.
Denver going to be desperate for a clear. Eventually, they will get a little bit of a touch to go, but not much further than the boundary of the midfield line. Now it's DC. Individual air dribble going through, cut out by Father Time. It's Clid on the ball. They don't really have a lot of boost. They will instead rotate out and get demoed after they picked up that mid-100 boost. It's going to lead to a little bit more offensive zone time for San Francisco. Father Time trying to put it through middle. It almost found the back post, but Cognition keeps it out. And now they've got a coast-to-coast opportunity. Clid able to keep that one out of the San Francisco net. Back and forth these teams go.
Oh, yeah, we're going coast-to-coast. Both teams desperate. You know, Denver looking to seal the deal here in game one, and San Francisco desperately trying to get that first goal of the night. Both teams, high pressure. Back and forth we go. Into the corner here. Oh, now Clid. Let's see if he can finish it off. Oh, underneath him. Back and forth. I don't know. Denver started off real hot, but San Francisco is looking to be putting on the pressure. It looks like they just need to figure out a way to finish the deal here. Passing it center, looking for that demo. That would have been the look they were looking for. San Francisco running out of time here. 30 seconds left to go. Hollywood taking possession, trying to get a 50-50. Express finds a way over. Father Time running out of time. Oh, man. Clid short on that pass, but looking for Father Time. 10 seconds left. What are they going to do here? Pinch opportunity?
Demolitions everywhere on the field. Fireworks looking out, and DC to run out the remainder of this clock with the air dribble to the middle of the field. Clid's going to have to keep this one up. They do. Father Time is there. Just Hollywood with the flip, trying to make it to ball before it hits the ground. One goal, the difference between these two teams in game number one.
San Francisco looking to warm up, just trying to finish it. They had a lot of pressure there. I mean, 5 shots. The shots were about even. Denver started off hot, but San Francisco just trying to finish the deal there. I think we got ourselves a series here. I don't think that either team's running away with that one tonight.
Well, the way that this game one played out, it certainly looks like it's about even. You can look at the advanced statistics at the bottom of the screen in terms of possession and field domination. It really looked like Denver got the best of the opening 2 minutes, but then the succeeding 2 minutes, San Francisco worked themselves back into contention, potentially trying to get a goal to go through. They were not able to do so. One note on Denver: Press, with their goal in game one, has doubled their goal total for this season, moving from 1 to 2. We'll see if they're able to continue to put the ball into the back of the net as we move into game two.
Okay. Here we go. Express over Clid. Clid has got it. Oh my goodness. Denver once again repeat with a hot start. This time in 7 seconds. First game it was 10 seconds with that flip reset to Cognizant. Oh man, impressive.
Really doesn't get much better than that. And now for the second straight game, it's Denver who find themselves out to a hot start, and they take the early lead. And San Francisco, they've got their work cut out for them. They went the whole entirety of game one without being able to find themselves on the score sheet, and they got a little bit more work to do on defense for the moment. Father Time dribbling it out towards the corner and going to have to ring this one around into a dangerous enough position, but Cognition able to clear the ball only as far as Clid. And they'll have their flip reset opportunity of their own before DC able to bang that one off the backboard.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of Clid. Like, don't forget the one shot he had last game was upper 90, a real tough shot to block, and really forcing it from Denver. I just like the way that he's been playing. I just want to see him finish that or find a pass to Father Time. Almost had it.
That was their chance for San Francisco. Denver a little bit too late on the rotation for the third man coming in towards the back post. It was open for San Francisco to take advantage of. They weren't able to do so, and they, again, find themselves on defense once again, but it's a fast break opportunity for Just Hollywood. They get a bump. Can they get a pass infield? Father Time a little bit too late to that opportunity on the near post as they get the defender but not the ball, and DC able to push it out towards midfield. And now Cognition with a long shot. Clid is there to direct that one towards the side wall and the screen after a couple good stands on defense, now find themselves back on defense once again.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen San Francisco, they're trying a little bit of everything. I've seen them do a couple pinch opportunities, some team passing plays, some solo plays. Just once again, if they can just find the back of the net, that make their night a lot easier, a lot more fun. But there we go, physical play coming out now from Clid. Father Time back to Clid at midfield, Denver. First to it. Let's see what San Francisco has teed up here. Father Time, double touch opportunity finished by Clid. There is the opening, the icebreaker for San Francisco, tying it up 1-1. This game 2.
And you can see DC had to avoid the bump opportunity in the back of the net and put them way too far off of the goal line and able to respond to that initial pass from San Francisco. And Clid able to get the Cyborgs on the board for the first time in this series and able to equalize this game. So next goal, the way we've seen these two teams play, might be the winner.
Yeah, so Denver, so far, they've had 2 great kickoff goals early on in the game, kind of putting San Francisco on the back foot, but San Francisco finally able to put one in, and oh my goodness, is in a danger zone right here. Right in front, pops it up on the back net. Hollywood's going to need to get up real quick. Pops Denver guy to the moon. I don't even know who that was, but he is recovering well. Clid on the break here. 50-50. A lot of good play in the midfield right now. Back and forth we go. Clid trying to get it back center, but DC stall? What do you think? I probably should have got some of the pronunciation of the players' names sorted out. But here we go. Just Hollywood leaves it. Father Time adding pressure, but he's going to still boost and get back. Express, big clear here. 3 players in midfield for Denver. Trying to see if they can set up a play. D-Saw looking for some demos here. Midfield pass to the third man. Oh, that is not the that is not the hit Clid wanted. But Father Time gains possession. San Francisco in kind of a bad shape here. Clid is bumped off, and that is an easy goal for Cognizant.
We can see just like San Francisco on the other end, this time Denver is able to capitalize. It was a great actual play from Cognition to not go full bore on that shot and allow DC to clear the way instead. Kind of faked out the first challenger for San Francisco. And Denver find themselves in the lead once again, just under 90 seconds left to play.
All right, San Francisco here. Hollywood staying back, makes the save, pops it center. It's probably low on boost, getting back to near post, letting Clid take control. Clid starting the pressure, but Denver cutting it off at midfield. Denver caught up a little bit. 2-on-2 situation here. I think we're going to see a big clear down. Is that going to go all the way in? No, Clid comes in for the save. Express back around the top, back around the left corner in front of the net. Denver with a lot of pressure here, sitting all 3 of them, but keeping the rotations hot. Express puts it center. Father Time is the first one there, leaving it for just Hollywood. Clid comes in, and maybe some team communication problems there. 2 players going for the ball. Reset, 30 seconds left. Clid 50-50. Wants to bump Express. Express gets a pass down, but Hollywood cuts it off. Denver just kind of eking out the clock here, and sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Keep the ball on their side of the net, there's nothing they can do. Or keep the ball on their side of the field, there's nothing they can do.
Final 10 seconds. It's going to be one last push from San Francisco. Just Hollywood has it. Almost had a hook shot. Father Time cannot get the follow-up chance to go through, but at 0-second time, he will be able to put the ball in. Tie game. We go to overtime.
All right, we'll call that a faking from Father Time, because he comes around, not discouraged by missing the first shot, left it there. Clid off the back wall. Father Time clutch, sitting this in overtime, 2-2.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. And fortunately enough, they were able to get one more opportunity as the clock expired. And now they've got a chance to potentially steal this game away from Denver, tying the series. Other time, looking to find Clid. They will attack the ball, but now it's DC against Just Hollywood 1v1. What will they do? They will stall it out just long enough. And Just Hollywood able to meet the ball at the near post, but now it's press against Clid and confusion in the backfield for San Francisco. Denver strikes in overtime after conceding at 0 seconds, and they'll go up 2 games in this series.
Showing some patience there, dribbling around all 3 players and finishing that for Denver in overtime. I mean, San Francisco just kind of shaking in their boots there at the end. I don't know, man. I think they were expecting a hard shot, and then the slow play was just enough to get them. Denver taking a 2-0 lead. We're going to have to see a reverse sweep from San Francisco if they're going to come away with a winning record this week. Denver shaking off I guess you can say, the early season jitters and showing a dominant performance so far. San Francisco has yet to lead in this series.
You can see the tail of the tape, the number of saves on the side of San Francisco, and additionally the field domination in favor of Denver just goes to show how much San Francisco, as you pointed out, was hemmed in their own end for the majority of this game. However, I do like the response that they were able to garner at the end of regulation time, able to put that game-tying goal in. It's just unfortunate the way that game ended, I think, for San Francisco. You could tell they had a lot higher expectations for the way they were able to bring that one back. And like we said, maybe able to steal that game away from Denver. However, with that being said, the way that results have gone so far, it's now Denver who sits on series point.
Yeah, it's been 2 1-goal games. Denver, I guess what we're really seeing out of them is that early pressure off the kickoff. Are they able to, find a quick path to the net 7-10 seconds in? Or are they able to, have that pressure early on, kind of like in overtime where they, ended it fairly quickly? That early pressure off the kickoff is doing wonders for Denver.
Being able to play with a lead so much is beneficial for a lot of these teams, because then you don't really have to worry about when you're going to be able to find your next goal. If you play with a lead, it relieves a lot of that expectation that you have. And Denver so far has been able to capitalize on that for the first 2 games of this series.
With that early goal, you can kind of go into a shell defense where you're just worried about not giving up a goal. And a lot of times, with the level of play and with teammates and teams that play together, you're not solo queuing. You can really shut down a defense, or you can shut down an offense and play, a defense that's just stifling. So, Denver only giving up 2 goals tonight. That's pretty promising for the rest of the season. And Express down to Cognition finds the post.
Oh my goodness, that was a great solo effort to get that ball into a position for that shot to take place. It just could not find the inside of that post. Ends up going out, and Denver had the chance to take the early lead once again for the 3rd straight game, but it looks like San Francisco is instead going to take that title for Game 3.
First lead of the series for San Francisco. This has got to be new territory for them, but it's got to feel great. Like I said, they can kind of go into a defensive mindset, keep Denver out of the goal, and they can run away with a win. But also, they can just turn up the pressure. Put 5 or 6 in and see what happens.
It is going to be interesting to see how they respond in terms of having that lead to play with, because like we pointed out in game number 2, they were already on defense for a majority of that game. So really what you're pointing out is it may just be a little bit more of the same that we could expect from San Francisco, but now they've got an opportunity to potentially stretch this lead as the ball is in the Denver corner. Clid will hold it up, if only temporarily, and Denver is going to have to get their defensive shape as San Francisco continues the press.
Yeah, the rotations at midfield, I've seen it's kind of, it goes into this little midfield tennis match almost back and forth, and then one team is able to, we've seen Denver being able to hold the pressure on San Francisco, but now we're seeing San Francisco bring the pressure.
Ooh.
Pass down, Father Time looking for both of his teammates there in the center. San Francisco doesn't look like they're going into any kind of defensive shell. It looks like they're turning up the pressure. Just Hollywood.
2 players on that ball committed for Denver, so an odd man rush potentially for San Francisco is cut out by DC. Are they going to be able to hook around it? They will, and that's the equalizer for the screen.
I think San Francisco may have found themselves a little too far forward there. Clid being the 3rd man back at midfield. Once DC had that 50-51, that was it. I mean, all they had to do was, and I hate to say this, is hit that open net. So If he's anything like me, don't tell
I
me
mean,
that it's
that's
open net. Just let me put it in.
it's a little bit
Oh
more
my
difficult
goodness.
sometimes than we give people credit for. But just like that, San Francisco has an open net of their own off of the ensuing kickoff. DC, they're going to be wanting a better touch than that after the replays come through, and just Hollywood able to capitalize on it. So now, for the second time, San Francisco has a lead.
Yeah, San Francisco capitalizing on a opportunity there. I think that was just a couple mishits by Denver, but Hollywood, you got to take them when you can. Denver now back on the back foot once again. They want to finish this in 3 games. They want to go home early tonight. But gonna go for a pinch opportunity here. No, DC is looking for that bottom left corner. Cognition taking possession here. Fills up on boost. Nice 50-50. Leaves it for San Francisco. Midfield getting back Father Time. Father Time looking for another touch. This pass is center to Cognition, but Hollywood cuts it off. I really like the defense that I'm seeing out of Hollywood. He's really patient back there, and he's cut off some passes and kind of really alleviated the pressure when Denver has had San Francisco pinned down. But back center here,
Sure.
Denver slowing it down, taking possession. They've got a minute 30 to figure something out.
Ooh, it's a misplay. One of the rare misplays we've seen from just Hollywood. Is it going to come back to bite them? No. The defense for San Francisco able to rally back to that ball and keep it out of their net. Preserve the lead for the moment. Father Time trying to add one to it. Will instead go off of the crossbar and out. And now Denver having just about 60 seconds left to get an equalizer. Maybe, potentially, rewriting the script in order to get a 0-second equalizer of their own, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, just keep those defensive rotations solid for the next 50 seconds, and San Francisco can walk away with a win here in Game 3. Nice pass center. I wouldn't send more than 2 at a time. Clid finds the bottom right corner. He's been finding these upper and lower 90s all game long. It's finally time that they start going in.
And you can see it's a great effort from Father Time on the initial shot to get 2 players from Denver to commit over towards the front post. And then Clid, as you pointed out, the snipe to the other side, lower 90, no chance for the defense to get there. Exceptionally executed on behalf of San Francisco.
So San Francisco finds themselves down 2 games, 30 seconds up. They're more than likely going away 2-1. But this has been a lot closer than the tail of the tape. It's been 2-0, but it's been 2 one-goal games. San Francisco finally looking hot in this Game 3. Oh, team plays, but Cognition says none of that. They got 17 seconds. They got something to prove. One last shot. I think that's going to be about it for Game 3. But as we play out the last 5 seconds, a great showing by San Francisco.
And eventually that ball will touch the ground. San Francisco, at the death of this series, will extend their life to at least 1 more game. And they were able to outdo their entire goal scoring potential that we've seen so far in this series. They were able to manage 3 goals when they had managed just 2 prior to this game. So, relatively speaking, an offensive explosion from the Cyborgs.
Yeah, I mean, I've liked what I've seen from Denver as well. They do seem kind of like I guess more of an evenly spread out team, and they were able to keep the pressure, keep the rotations going for the first 2 games. But San Francisco, like I said, I love to see the defense coming out of just Hollywood, the patience in the back, and Clid hitting the 90s. So, which play style is going to work? Is it going to be peppering the net by Denver? Is that going to work for Game 4, maybe even Game 5? Or is it going to be, Clid, Father Time, and just Hollywood, playing their roles and giving us something to watch here?
Yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity to shout out Fat Dunks RL for the 5 gifted subs. Always great to see community members supporting our United Rogue community. They are the backbone of what we do and how we operate, and always nice to see people giving back at their opportunities. And as we can give back in the form of commentating some car soccer, SFC is trying to find their way back into this series.
Yeah, 2-1, but I think the goals are actually even now. So Denver winning 2 one-goal games. San Francisco kind of running away with it late there in Game 3.
And so we'll see if Denver is going to be on reverse sweep watch or if they're going to grab the bull by the horns and take this series to its conclusion in this game number 4. That really, I feel like it hinges on, so far, who's able to secure the opening goal, because both times that Denver was able to score first, they were the winners in games 1 and 2. But when San Francisco scored first, they were the winner in game 3. So the opening goal could be all important in telling who has momentum to continue to the victory.
Yeah, and what we've seen with Denver, and Denver even won you can say they won the kickoff the beginning of this game. So they're able to get that pressure off the kickoff, which puts San Francisco on the back foot. So if it does turn into a high-scoring affair, Denver can always have that in their back pocket. San Francisco, on the other hand, able to weather those storms. And, here we are, game 4. Neither team scoring in the first minute. Both teams up at mid, but both teams kind of whipping at it there. Cognition going to go ahead and apply pressure. Once again, Hollywood coming in, keeping the ball close to midfield because they do not want Denver to have them backed into a corner. That is when Denver is at their best. And San Francisco, oh my goodness, coast to coast. There it is. Clid snaps again.
I'm very surprised if this was all Clid. My goodness, you see that the plank hitbox, absolutely unmatched, 65 miles an hour. As you said, nearly the entire length of the field. It looked like it might have been a pinch, but no, that's all power from that vehicle for Clid. And as it's been pointed out in the chat, it may be ugly, but it's certainly working out so far for him.
Ugly and good. I'll take it. Because there was 2 players past midfield, and Clid shot it over both of them, 65 miles an hour. Both of them were facing the right direction. Both of them had a chance at it, but it was just too much, too quick. Clid making the difference coming here in game 3 and 4. Express on the side wall here.
Been a little
leaves it for DC. Oh, they sent they sent everybody, just Hollywood, Clid. I don't see where you're saving this. That is just an unfortunate situation for poor old DC.
They're kind of left on an island inside their own net. And as we rewind to about 15 seconds before that, Denver had sent everybody on a offensive press, trying to go ahead and bump the last remaining player for San Francisco. So between that time and when that goal was scored, Denver really was never able to regain their defensive shape. And I think that certainly was a contributing factor to San Francisco being able to go up 2-0 in this game. But now I think it's just a waiting game for San Francisco. They have to be certain not to concede, but Cognition is going to force them to do just that. It's a great ball coming in off the dunk in the corner.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. All 3 of Denver are within 15 foot of the net as that shot goes in. Denver, I mean, yeah, just keep that pressure on those. The pressure worked out for them in games 1 and 2. Sometimes you're going to give up some goals, but maybe that's what's going to have to happen. You just send the house, send everybody, and see if San Francisco can stop you.
Yep. And now it's just a one-shot game for this Denver Scream to claw their way back into this game, and they find themselves on the offensive attack once again. Father Time from the corner will battle with Cognition. Cognition gets the better of that touch. Press is able to get the ball and that boost as well. San Francisco is going to have limited resources with which to press their advantage. Father Time from the sidewall beats out Cognition, but that 50 will go towards DC. They're not quite able to get the handle on that one to put it in towards the middle of the field. And San Francisco waiting with bated breath for the next shot to come through from Denver, and DC is going to oblige them with the tying goal.
Roll that back just before the replay started, and Clid and Hollywood had bumped each other in the corner. They bumped into each other right there before the save as well. Just some simple miscommunications in defense there. That's something you can clean up. But we are here tied 2-2 in game 4. Father Time, and San Francisco wins the kickoff, and they are gonna waste the opportunity. Denver returning the favor. 2 up for Denver. They've got to get back. DC, slow it down. And that is unable to slow it down. Father Time finishes that.
It's just an expert class in control from Just Hollywood in the quarter. DC expecting that ball to roll a little bit more up the back wall, but Just Hollywood keeps it on the ground. Father Time reads it as well. A great pass outside to inside gives San Francisco the lead once again. And I mean, we talk about a game of momentum shifts. First, it was all San Francisco. Denver kind of found their way back into it a little bit. And San Francisco reclaims the lead once again.
Well, a double commit on defense gave Denver the tying goal they needed, but then a double commit on offense gave up the goal that now gives San Francisco the lead and the chance to take this to Game 5. You know, we're going back to that midfield, back and forth, trying to take possession. Clid stays behind, or tries to stay behind this, but Cognition early challenge. Denver applying that pressure. They are not afraid to send everybody with short rotations on the offense. And they have got 30 seconds to tie it up here. Game 4.
And with those short rotations, it's all a matter of boost management and how well you control your resources and really positioning as well. Because if you get your car in front of the ball at just the right time, I mean, this is what you're rewarded with.
DC just put on the backpack there and said, "I got this." Like 30-second, takes it around the corner, defeats one, gets the boost just in case his first shot doesn't go in, and finishes it off tied up. 30 seconds, 3-3. Game 4. Going for another kickoff goal. DC is just on another level right now. Can San Francisco do anything to stop him?
Ooh. I don't know. It's at this point, if we go into overtime, obviously it's going to be next goal wins. And Denver, they're going to be looking to potentially, I don't know, steal this one. But Clid trying to force Game 5.
Clid, I mean, early on in Game 1, missed a double touch. And he's, now that he is warmed up, he's not going to miss this one. Throwing in a couple spins, putting that dead center. 4-3, 6 seconds left. San Francisco doing what they need to do to get this to Game 5.
Yeah, Denver, they're going to need some kickoff magic like we've seen them do on opening kickoffs, but now the last kickoff of this game potentially, and Denver can't get the ball to go the length of the field. San Francisco, after going 2-0 down in this series, has forced us to a winner-take-all Game 5.
I think both teams, regardless of how Game 5 plays out, this is kind of the early season game that you need. Denver coming out, early pressure on, getting the kickoffs. San Francisco fighting back, forcing a Game 5. There's no losers here tonight. This is going to be a Game 5. This has been an excellent series, an excellent matchup between two evenly matched teams. I can't wait to see how this Game 5 plays out.
Yeah, and if you would have looked at this series, had Denver been able to close it out in 3 games, I mean, the obvious narrative would have been that, oh, Denver swept the series, right? But if you looked at the score lines of games 1 and 2, you'll notice that they were exceptionally close games. Every game so far has been a 1-goal affair, with the exception of game number 3, where San Francisco was able to extend their lead a little bit later in the latter half of that game. But I mean, you talk about how competitive these two teams have been so far in this series. It's really been about as close as it can get. We had overtimes as well, and now we get an opportunity for these two teams for one more game, give it their all.
And I don't know who I'd place my, I don't know who I put my money on right now. I like what I see from both. I love the pressure from Denver. I mean, it's kind of like an all or nothing approach, but like when their rotations are tight and they've got the pressure on San Francisco, it's a fun thing to watch. Then San Francisco, we're just seeing some excellent defense and offensive performances from Clid and Hollywood and Father Time playing his part. So I'm looking forward to this Game 5. The early kickoff kind of gone back and forth. I don't think either team has really had the upper hand as of yet.
Is the momentum going to favor San Francisco coming off of 2 straight wins, or is Denver be able to get their wheels back underneath them and repeat what they were able to do in the first 2 games of this series? So far, it's San Francisco on offense, trying to press the issue, but the ball finds its way towards the far side. DC will interrupt Just Hollywood and take the ball, continuation going coast to coast, and get a shot opportunity that's forced to be saved by Clid.
Yeah, Clid flying that billboard around just in the nick of time. That big hitbox also comes helpful in defense. It does seem like it's longer, fatter, stronger sometimes. but we'll see if San Francisco is able to turn this around and get some offensive pressure. Clearly looking for Hollywood. Hollywood, they went down there and stole some boost. So Denver is going to be kind of slow offensive pressure here. They pressed up again, once again, all three of them up in the offensive third. But that does not slow them down. When they get their quick rotations on offense going, not a lot San Francisco to do, but breaking out here is Father Time looking for a pass inside. Easy read for DC. Coast, flip, reset. Is he going to pass the center? He is. Cognition. That ball was just stolen by Father Time. Cognition was looking for the pass in center. Off the sidewall here. Slows it down in the corner. Hollywood expecting the quick play. Slows himself down, but what the pass finds DC. Denver taking the lead.
And these reads are just so hard to make, right? Father Time knows exactly what's coming. That ball is going to find its way across the face of the net at some point, but the speed behind the pass is what is able to give Denver the advantage in that scenario and give them their first goal of this game. And so far, like we said, I think it's the team to score the first goal ends up winning the game so far. So now Denver, they're sitting in the driver's seat with this 1-goal advantage, but however, San Francisco, they've got a lot of time left on this clock to bring it back.
I think Cognition with the change of pace there, just slowing it down the corner, made Hollywood kind of flip to reset his position and giving him the window of opportunity for that pass there. And that's a 1-goal lead, and Denver showed multiple times that's all they need to finish a game. Express here throws it off the corner, looking for two teammates down south, but now they are both back at midfield, staying on the defensive third or defensive half. They do not want to give up another goal to San Francisco. They want to go home. Just Hollywood, just right.
That one was a little bit dangerous, right? I mean, if you had at least one of the other San Francisco players in a position to be able to respond to that shot, it likely would have resulted in a goal. However, unfortunately for them, both of them were rotating back towards midfield at the same time, so that attack ends up stalling out. Really the best look that we've seen San Francisco have in this Game 5. But, I mean, I'm sure there's more to come as Father Time's on the ball once again, trying to put it through, and the player they were trying to get the ball to gets taken off of the field. Just Hollywood tries to run onto it. It's a weak shot that's dealt with by the Denver defense.
Excellently timed demo. And the pass was coming. It was all set up, and then all of a sudden, poof, no more. San Francisco looking at their opportunities disappear here. Are they going to be able to even it up here in Game 5 and give themselves a chance? Clid leaves it slowly in front of the net. Another pass, but just nobody there to finish the deal. San Francisco, they're throwing everything against the wall. Hopefully something's going to stick. Denver once again staying with that excellent pressure. Now they're on defense. They're going to stay back and not let a minute go by.
I think on that read, if Just Hollywood had taken just a little bit more time off of the sidewall, they would have been able to beat the entire Denver defense, as both players were at midfield trying to rotate back into a better position. Now San Francisco trying to go 1-2. Father Time to Clid. Clid will run onto it in the corner. They'll get it past press. Just Hollywood with a continuation touch. Father Time's over on this side of the field, but DC able to cut it out, wanting to go for the redirect off the corner, not able to find the touch, and this one is going to be dangerous for the San Francisco defense. Cognition takes advantage.
I think that's the dagger. I mean, Denver has been, since they scored early on, they've just been kind of in control of this game, challenging San Francisco to do anything, and we've seen a few opportunities here and there, but San Francisco is really going to have to come out of the woodwork now. 30 seconds left, down by 2. You can't play conservative. You have got to go for the net right now.
They've got to score with time left, and if they're able to do so, we've already seen what they can do at 0 seconds. Father Time just in time, giving San Francisco a chance.
Confusion here. Just Hollywood pops it up. Both San Francisco players come in. How do you judge which player is going to hit, which player is going for where? Call it a fake, call it, overcommitting, calling it doing what you need to do to get this game within 1. San Francisco, 1 opportunity, maybe 2, to finish this game and get it to overtime. But Denver taking control of the ball. This is the best place. Denver wants it in their half, deep. Just Hollywood's going to have to find a pass to Clid. Clid is going to have to find some kind of opportunity as the clock winds down here. Father Time pops it up. Just Hollywood just flips at it. And that's it. Denver able to finish off Game 5 after giving up 2 to San Francisco, forcing a Game 5. Able to kind of get mentally back where they needed to be and win another 1-goal game. Excellent showing by Denver. San Francisco also great tonight.
I mean, you talk about the road that we took to get here. The outlook was very bleak for San Francisco fans after game number 2. It really looked like Denver was going to be in the driver's seat and impose their will in this series. But great response from San Francisco in game number 3. They added to that with another outstanding performance in game number 4. And ultimately, they weren't able to put enough offense on the board in game number 5. They just ran out of time. That 1 goal coming, I think, just a little bit too late in the clock. But Denver, credit to them. There was a chance for a reverse sweep. They avoided that. They put the brooms back in the closet. We'll have to see if they'll make another appearance next week. But I mean, man, it really doesn't get much closer than game 5, where most of the games were decided by just 1 goal.
Yeah, and I mean, Denver showing a lot of I think both teams can walk away from this week. They're going to be walking away with the same record, but I think they can both walk away with something to build on. Denver keeping that momentum going into the next week. San Francisco, they got some things that they can do. These games are close. This is by no means a blowout. I think we got some exciting things to see in Macaroni League this year. I mean, if this is where some 1 and 2 teams are at, I mean, I'm excited to see how this season plays out and the skills and just everything. So I mean, I'm excited.
And we talked about coming into this series, the fact that Denver was 0-2 coming into the second game of week number 2. This was really, I think, a turning point for them in this season so far. You really don't want to be in a position after 2 weeks not having a win to your name. So a good momentum builder for them to get themselves in the win column for this season. We'll see what they're able to do as they push forward for the rest of the season. And San Francisco, again, to their credit, a very hard fought series. There's a lot to like from their performance so far today, but there's also obviously going to be some things that they're going to work on throughout the break and into the rest of the season. I think they're going to be a pretty good contender in the West if they're able to elevate their performance from what we saw today. But all that being said, that's going to actually wrap it up for our Rocket League tonight. And we had just fantastic matches across the board, capping it off with a game 5. Almost went to overtime, didn't quite make it that far, but it's still a great showing from all the teams involved tonight. Kill Hubers, you got any last words for us before we sign off for this evening?
No, just exciting Rocket League. Join in tomorrow night as well, as we'll have some more Rocket League action for you. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Thank you so much, everybody. We will be back in action, as Kill Huber said, tomorrow evening. Don't miss that. And thank you all again. The gifted subs, the follows, subs, everything. Your generosity is always appreciated. It is our community members that keep our community alive, and we do this for your benefit. So thank you to everybody involved. Pyre Squared, Kill Hubris, Grandma Anderson, and all the prior casters in the back, or in the back and in the previous matches tonight. Everybody, on behalf of the production team, we'll see you tomorrow night.